Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy, do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
They got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case. Dahil mihi Anglican for his verbal spontaneous.
That's literally not true.
I didn't ask you to interrupt me.
Good morning. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I'm the Recovery Addict. Welcome. Good to have you here. I don't know who won the internet. Unless somebody comes forward and fesses up to their crime, admits their guilt, and stands before the court here and is ready to take their punishment of internet ownership, I would have to give it to sample user.
I was kicked back, taking it easy.
Because I have no idea who got here first. I will say, it was very, very early this morning when I started the live stream. Hey Siri, turn my lights red. Okay, there we go.
Voila, red.
There it goes. All right, welcome. Good morning. It's GGJFTK. Let me tell you how this morning started. Let me back up a little bit and tell you how last night started. If I could get a little focus here. Make it pop. Make the eyes pop. That's what it does. Here's how last night started first, because that's really where we have to start. Tried to go to bed. Was up late, trying to get some stuff done. Finally got to sleep about 11:30, and kids at the door banging on the door. Hey, knock, knock, knock. I'm like, what's up? I just barely got to sleep, so I'm woken up again. What time do I have to get up tomorrow morning? Like 4. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you woke me up for that. So yes, I got up at 4 o'clock this morning, but not after I first woke up on my own at 2, thinking now I'm so tired I'm going to sleep through my alarm. So now I'm like on edge, so I don't really sleep deeply. So I woke up at 2, went back to bed, got up at 4, drove to Raleigh, which is an hour and a half away, maybe an hour and 45, and dropped my oldest son off at the airport. He is now sitting in JFK Airport in New York. He almost made it to the airport in JFK in New York before I made it back home this morning. Took all the kids, the whole family, because we were saying goodbye to him as he's moving on in life, moving out of the home, moving out of the house, and on to bigger and better things, as he's going to be working in the summer out west and going to school later in the year. Anyway, so that was how this morning started, saying goodbye to my oldest, my first one to fly the nest, with a little help. So we got that squared away. As I'm leaving the airport, okay, I've just gone through. I was thinking I'm gonna make this faster. Okay, I'm gonna prepay for my parking pass. Okay, because we actually went in, we dropped off. We actually went into the airport to help him get through baggage check and make sure everything worked right. And the security line in the airport, in the Raleigh airport, wrapped all the way from end to end across the terminal twice. So it was zigzag, and then it did some chicanes back and forth on one side and then back around. Very, very long security line. He managed to make it through. It was moving fairly quickly. But he checked in. We're like, okay, love you, hugs, pictures, and then we leave. We're walking out to the parking lot. I'm about to pay for my parking pass, which is in a little kiosk, right? I'm about to swipe the little pass. And I get a phone call, and it's my son. He's like, hey, does mom have my driver's license? I'm like, you're supposed to be through security. You're calling me to say you don't have your driver's license. And I'm like, oh, crap. And he said, well, you had your license when you checked in at the counter. So I turn around and I sprint. I leave the kids with my wife, and I sprint all the way. Here's me, old fat man, running through the airport, okay? Sprint all the way back to the airline counter. And I say, look, my son just barely checked in. He left his driver's license here, I'm pretty sure. They're like, what's his name? I said it. It's like, oh, it's right here. Like, you knew who he had a flight. You know where he is. Why didn't you have one of just, I don't know. But anyway, so I grabbed it, and then I had to go through security or get up in the line security to get it to him. He managed to get through. Everything's fine. Plane was delayed like half an hour, but it wasn't his fault. Makes it up there. So I'm leaving the airport with my kids. We finally get in the car, but right before we get to the car, I'm like, I'm going to make it quicker. I'm going to pay ahead of time for my little pass. And I put my little swipe in, $5 for like the 10 minutes or 15 minutes we were there, $5 to park at the airport. I'm like, sure, it's extortion, but I'll pay it, because otherwise I can't get my car out. Pay the fee, get in the car. We go to drive out, and it's got the little, I'm going to pull right into the automated gate. As soon as I pull in, the gate just goes up. They would have let me out
so glad
anyway.
you're covering the sentencing. Hope best for Zachariah, and again, thanks for being you.
So I guess it was free parking that morning, but I paid for it in advance, which means I'm probably the only person who did pay for parking this morning. So get through parking, and immediately I tell my phone, hey Siri, how do we get home from here? My phone's going to find directions. I thought I would say it faster, but
sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
I'm not a camel.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So I missed my turn. At least I think I missed my turn. And we use the top directions. It says it takes an extra hour longer than it took to get to the airport to get back home. We're like, really? I mean, traffic must be awful here in town. And we're driving for ways. I'm like, something's wrong. I give the phone to my wife, and she looks at it. And apparently Siri just assumed that as we were leaving the airport, we would like to return home avoiding all major roads. And so it routed a path all the way through side streets to get us home. But anyway, we got home just in time. I'm here. I'm late. I'm sorry, but we're here. So, and I arrived home to find my neighbor has just got himself a new leaf blower. So we're going to be hearing that all day long as well, because he's now leaf blowing my entire yard, whether or not it needs it. Football Mom, thank you so much. We are going to try to cover this Zachariah Anderson sentencing. We're very excited that's going to happen. It's not going to happen until this afternoon. It's going to be 2:00. So we've got a bit of a wait before that, but we're going to talk about a few other things before then. Franco has been a member for 3 months. Says, Ari, big day for you and the family. Be proud you raised a great kid, and now he's on the next chapter in life. Much love to you and Mrs. Ari. Thank you, Franco. Several tears were shed, and probably still will be as we miss him. He's a good kid.
Let no dead horse go
we're excited
unbeaten.
for the opportunity that is in front of him now. It's time to hydrate. I have no water. 0. I have a mug, but no water. Okay. That being said, there's a lot going on. There's some motion in the Brian Koberger case as different sides file paperwork back and forth related to discovery, related to the gag order. We're hoping there's some things that happen there as it hopefully frees up and opens up that trial in advance to video coverage, which is something we'd really like. We also hopefully will soon find out if he's going to waive his right to a speedy trial, which will tell us about when to expect that court case, whether it be sometime later this summer or sometime in the next 3 years, which are basically the two options available. So let's see, where else are we? I'm exhausted. I can tell you, I can barely keep my eyes open. It was an early morning, and then driving for almost 5 hours. It was just brutal. So it's been a long day already. Nikki Zeebs, it's been a great first month. Excited for many more. It will be exciting. We have so many good things coming up. Excited to be able to share them with you. Cachette says, so when can I move in? Clearly, we obviously have space now, but you wouldn't want to. You'd have to be in the boys' room. Anyway, Hannah says it's already past 2 p.m. in the UK. No idea what time it is on your side of the pond. It is 9:40 in the morning.
Taking it easy.
My daughter graduates law school in a few days. Boston College Law School. That is awesome, sweet home Alamanda. That is really cool. It's exciting to have somebody become a lawyer, graduate law school, pass the bar, do all those fun things. It was a very crazy morning. We're good. Hey, my youngest one just got me some water. Thank you, little Larry. And not just water, he also brought me Cash Cow, which has seen a little bit of use and abuse maybe this morning from others who wanted to relieve stress. And I think I think it got rolled around in the dirt. It's a little bit gritty. It might need a good a sponge bath of some sort. But let's get ready to hydrate.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
All right, water's poured. Oh, okay. Whew. I don't know what he's blowing with his new backpack leaf blower, but there should not be any foliage left outside by the time he's done. He's very thorough. Okay, what time is Zach's sentence? It's 2:00 Eastern time, so it's going to be after lunch. We'll be doing the Zach sentence. Miss Beasy says, I've been catching up on the OnlyFans stalker case. This is a much less heavy case, but wow, the evidence. Have not followed that at all. As a matter of fact, I haven't even been able to catch up with Brandy and JT to see how they're covering that. I think they are, but I've just been so busy trying to get my son ready to go out of state that it's been busy. Liven, thank you for gifting a membership. Awesome way to kick off the morning. And let's see, somebody just had their day made by you, and that was Carrie Patterson. Congratulations, Carrie. You just got gifted a membership. Make sure you take your seat on the front row. Every time he does that, I have to potty. Sorry, Crystal. I'm sorry. It's just, I need water. My daughter's over in Cape Town, South Africa for a college study abroad program, Recovery Addict. Her first time overseas, she's having a blast. That sounds like an adventure and a half. What a great experience to go to Cape Town, South Africa and study abroad. What a huge asset to your daughter as well, to be able to, to see the world and have that experience under her belt. The OnlyFans stalker case is Hallmark movie material, says Cachette. That good, huh? I've decided water tastes better in your mugs. Kathy, I believe it does. I really think it does. Although my first thing I had in this mug, I rinsed it out already. I had a big glass of chocolate milk, cold chocolate milk in the morning. Verity says, good afternoon. All right, took a little break after getting and catching up on Homeschool Ground Zero. Hope you're all well. Thank you, Verity. My wife does an amazing job on that channel. I'm glad you are enjoying it. Let's see. We have a couple things. OnlyFans is a doozy. I'm sort of glad we're not covering it. It's got some crazy stuff in it, apparently. But we're looking at a couple things. Right now, the case that I'm leaning very strongly towards, and I'd like to get your input on this, is a case from Georgia, and unfortunately it has some, every murder has some rough facts in it, but this one has some facts where a son killed his mom. The mom was 77 years old. The son had been convicted of crimes and was scheduled to be admitted into prison, but they gave him time to get his affairs in order. Sounds like a very generous offer from a judge to give you a delayed sentence, and right before his delay was over, his mom made him dinner, son ate it, killed the mom, cut off his ankle monitor, and went on the run and wasn't caught for months. Like over 6 months later, the U.S. Marshals caught him. So this is a case out of DeKalb County, Georgia. DeKalb, see how I just nailed that the first time? I didn't say DeKalb like I did yesterday. But the jury trial is supposed to begin yesterday, the selection of the jury. And I'm not sure if they've actually seated or not. I haven't heard the news yet, so I'm going to keep our eye out to that. He's currently in jail, okay, which is probably the safest place for him right now. But he's in jail. He's another Alex Murdaugh, is what is just amazing. This guy, he was another lawyer. He, sued people for a living, and then he stole the money from his clients, which sounds like deja vu all over again when you think about Murdaugh. But that's what he did. He stole the money, and then as things came crashing down, he ended up committing murder and going on the run, which has some unique elements to it as well. I can't wait to hear the U.S. Marshals testify about how they caught him, which would be exciting. So 8 months later, they caught up to Richard Merritt. But that's what we're thinking about following. Let's see. I'm not sure if the case is going to start today or tomorrow. I've been trying to dig through the DeKalb County website, and it's not giving me the case information that I want quite yet. But yes to the Georgia case. I think it's going to be interesting. First of all, I don't think because he's already been sentenced on his financial crimes, I don't think we're going to have what we had in Murdaugh, where we had all the financial stuff brought in. It's just going to be a straight murder case, but without the financial side. Let's see. You're very welcome, sir. Leven is pronounced Leven, but you can call me anything you want. Leven, thank you very much. That's funny how I said Leven is pronounced Leven. I probably should have just read on and said Leven is pronounced Leven. But thank you very much for your generous donation. Lived Georgia, age 19 to 50, my adult years, says Judy. Let's see. Georgia is in the house. We see the peaches all over the place. Thank you. Georgia does have the best peaches. Have you ever heard about the author that killed her husband and wrote the children's book on grieving, Corey Richens? Yes. As a matter of fact, I was actually listening to the lawyer, right before he went live. I think he's live right now, and he was talking about the BK case. But he mentioned that everyone's asking him about Corey Richens, the grief author. He went all over the talk shows, over morning television, talking about this grief book after her husband passed away, and for her, grief book for her children. Well, she killed him, which changes everything as far as looking at that, writing a book about grief. What does she know about grief? Really, great question. But apparently it's a real tearjerker of a book written for kids. So we're getting a lot of yeses on the Georgia case. I'm going to keep my eye on that. I need a little bit of homework. I have not been over to Discord yet to see what the schedule is for that, but it's got to be starting soon if they're seating a jury right now. So it's either going to be today or tomorrow. We're going to probably just watch the verdict this afternoon. I usually get a copyright claim on every time I try to watch a verdict. So we're going to have that in a separate video so they can just have that and be fine with it. But it would be nice to get back with the judge and let him watch us one more time. Dr. G has a good video on her. Thank you, Shells. I can't wait for that. Oh, hey, this is my son. Hang on one second. Hello. We're at home. I'm live on the air. Do you want to be on the air or not? No, you're good. No, you're good. Yeah, call the home phone to reach Mrs. R.A. That'd be awesome. Are you in JFK? Awesome. Okay, hang on one sec. Here's one sec. Apparently the plane's broken. The arm or something that does something on the plane is broken, so I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get off or not. But he's there at the airport, so now they just have to figure out how to get people off the plane. And he's got a 6-hour layover, which it was funny. I think we saved $7 by buying him a ticket that took him up to New York and then to Utah instead of just going straight to Utah. But man, it's a good savings. $7? No, I don't know. It was like $80 difference, and I think that's why. And he was paying for his own ticket, so he made the choice to have the 6-hour layover. Dr. G did an explanation on her. I can't wait to hear that. That's gonna be a lot of fun, and we'll probably pretty much on every case. I would love to get Dr. G on just to talk a little bit about what we've seen, the questions we have. That's gonna be good. Okay, let's see. Air Canada, JetBlue, unfortunately. JetBlue. Dirt cheap. So, yes, we're going to watch the Georgia case. I don't think it's happening today. If we can have somebody who can confirm, I don't think it's starting today. I have not seen anything else on that. Let me get down to the bottom here. Illinois Family Feud case. That was the Family Feud contestant that committed murder. I wasn't going to watch that one. Let's see. To reach Mrs. R.A. Should that be to reach Mom? Yes, but I was talking to you as well, so I didn't know how to answer that. Dr. G is amazing. I agree. I'm in on the Georgia case. DeKalb. Got it. DeKalb. Not Cobb. DeKalb. Man, if I got it wrong. Hearing today and pushed for trial. Okay, I'm looking for, yes, we had Brandon Castiglione was found guilty yesterday. That was quick, very quick. Planes seem to have so many problems these days, but glad they catch the issues before takeoff. Well, this one is on landing. He's still on the plane at JFK, and the arm, I think it's the arm that comes out to meet the plane, like the little that drives out. They'll probably have to just tow him to a different gate, which could be an issue at JFK. It's a busy airport, but either way. Let's see. Looked at the judge's docket calendar for today, and Richard Merritt wasn't on it. Nan Harp, which docket are you looking at? Which judge? I was going through all the judges. Most of the judges in that area are handling civil suits today, and so I'm not sure exactly what's up. Tracy Anzar, 4-month chat. Who dis? Tracy, thank you so much. Appreciate it. 4 months just flies by. Is Brandy here? Brandy is here, just joining Georgia case. What are you talking about? Merritt? Yes, Merritt. That's what we're looking at. We're hoping... I'm actually trying to find the details on it. I thought we had jury selection yesterday. That was what I heard last, but we'll see. Angie Lee, welcome to the gallery. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Appreciate you being here. Brandy, your ears perked up when I said Georgia. So how can there be 1,195 people hanging around in our favorite place, but only 285 thumbs up showing our love? Mrs. H, you've asked the age-old question, and I like to think it's because most of us are watching on 2 devices, and one of them is not easy to like on. Can we get the Squeezy Cal link? I can give you the Squeezy Cal link if you want. 1 second. This is going to be the Cash Cow or Moo Tisha. Or who was it? Mupak. I think it's Mupak is what our other one. Cash Cow link right there. There you go. Franco comes in with possible case to follow. Karen Reed versus M.A. accused of murdering police officer boyfriend John O'Keefe in Canton, Massachusetts. What's the time frame on that one, Franco? We've got a little bit before our next big case that we're keeping our eyes on is July 24th with Sarah Boone. So we've got some slots to fill between then. Did you get what I sent to the burner from Merritt yesterday? Sent it yesterday. Aunt Mel, I think I did. I got a lot of messages all about the same time, and I saw some about the Merritt case. Mrs. R.A. has the burner phone right now, so I can't check. Let's see. Yeah, Dizzy, did you have a question for me? I'll try to read it. I struggle at reading them all. Janique, thank you so much for gifting a membership. Wonderful. You're amazing. Every single morning, that is just incredible. The Georgia case sounds great. Looking forward to seeing and hearing it. I like a couple things about it. I always like to have, first of all, a trial in a new state. Georgia would be a fun one to try one in. We like that, but I like cases that have unique factors. And U.S. Marshals making an arrest is a unique factor for me. I'd like that. So can't wait to see. I'm sure we're going to have some marshals on there that might make it to Brandy's list, if you know what I'm talking about. Let's see. DeKalb County Superior Court Judge Courtney. Let me see who I was looking at. I was at. Okay. Where are we at? Not that one. There's our Kenosha one for Wisconsin. Zachariah Anderson. Don't need that anymore. DeKalb County. Is that Division A or B? DeKalb. Man, I'm not sure I can do that. State Court of DeKalb County. It's got an AL, and I've got to say I just can't get this. DeKalb County. Mupak. Okay. Short E, no L. DeKalb. Okay. I can learn new tricks. I'm an old dog, but I can learn new tricks. I can do this. Okay. Well, I've got to find it. Let's see. Franco says, not yet in trial. She was arrested 15 months ago. Defense is claiming they were being denied critical evidence. Defense attorney seems like a polished, well-spoken, and spicy attorney. That could be interesting. Not yet in trial 15 months ago. Might have a ways to go still. Sounds like she may have waived her right to a speedy trial. The neighbor, maybe he ran out of gas. I'm not sure if he's done blowing everything away outside, but he got quiet again. Trial daddies, that's the list we're looking at. What was the name of the defendant in Georgia? Excited utterance. It's going to be Richard Merritt, Merritt. This is a 2019 death of his mother, Shirley Merritt. Georgia trial has a hearing this morning to decide if it should be pushed back. Dizzy, what? Because I'm struggling to find this link. I hope it's not pushed back, because I really like to follow this one. If there's a hearing. And it's always interesting when somebody gets out of jail, or is either let off or let out of jail, and they do something bad during that time. Immediately afterwards. Makes you second guess if they made the right decision to let him out. Courtney Johnson. Samantha, I'm looking for this one. Hold on just one second. Is it state court? I'm not seeing the judge at all. Superior. That's why. Let me find Superior Court. There's Courtney Johnson. Got her. Division 1. And the court calendar shortlist for May. It says March. Okay, criminal calendars. It may have a live stream directly to YouTube for us to grab. That would be awesome. Okay, we'll have to do some digging on that anyway. Okay, sorry, where was I? Ricky Watson just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much, Ricky. Top of the morning to you, my friend. Hope Texas is treating you right this morning. Maria, yes. I've been saying decab wrong in my head, but I say leavin correct. Okay. Thank you, CG. Okay, y'all can buy me airline tickets to all the trials. I'll just be our in-court contact, says Mrs. H. Maybe I better ask the husband about that first. You know, Mrs. H, we're talking about something similar to that. That we may try to round up people who would be able to help us out at a court with a media pass. If I bought all the equipment and all you had to do was connect a cable and push a button, would you be able to do it? That's the question. Okay. Send me to watch trials, says Jimmy. You guys are all signing up. Where do I sign up for that list? I'll do that. Sarah Lawrence gifted a membership this morning. Thank you very much, Sarah. I'm a little bit lost where we're going to go right now, because apparently our Our DeKalb County case has got a hearing that may push it out. That's not good news. I was hoping this would be a case we could follow right now. We also want to keep an eye on the poisoner, the grief book writer in Utah, because I'd like to follow that case as well. That's going to be in Summit County, but I don't have a date on that one yet. Crazy story of Cleveland, EMT was found. I didn't know there was an EMT missing. I'll have to see the details on that. Oh, the fans going, the blowers going outside. Can you guys hear that? I'm just looking at the audio levels. I don't think you can hear it. The camera's too good. The mic's too good. Okay. All right. No Zachariah. Yes, we're going to have Zachariah, but he's not until 2 o'clock this afternoon, Allie. So it's going to be after lunch. We might have a little break this morning and then go straight to that this afternoon. Don't hear anything from outside. I could turn off my noise gate and you would hear it. Discord with the next court date. Let me pop over there really quickly, Toxic. I should probably use the tools that are available to me. And that's a great one. I'm gonna jump in Discord here. I'm so glad you guys say you can never hear. You guys can hear my doorbell though, right? The beeps, beep, 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 back door, front door, all those things. Yeah. What about the lady who murdered her 3 children while sending husband on errands? Which one was that? First of all, we might need to take a break on the murdered children. We've got to have a little bit of a break in that. Those are tough. These are really tough. Her husband had a $3.6 million estate. Well, Chartswell says, I can hear it. I can hear the blower. It's there. Slight buzzing, more noticeable when you are not speaking. Okay, Discord's just updating. It's taking a minute here. I didn't see anybody have a birthday this morning, but I wasn't watching closely because I did open the chat at 4 a.m. Now you guys can hear the blower. He's getting closer to the window.
Oh, thank you.
He said the pilot was getting in his hours, apparently. Bad.
Apparently the flight was memorable. Let's put it that way. Let's see. We have... I need to check the burner phone for... Let's see. Yes, if anyone has any dates on the Corey Richens case out of Utah, please let me know on that one as well. I'm sure they're going to be in... I haven't seen anything saying jury selection has been postponed, says Samantha. That's the last I heard as well, which it was moving forward as of yesterday. Let's see what we got. Richard Merritt.
I was kicked back, taking it easy.
What just happened? Annie says, Buffer, Aunt Mel in Georgia, new member, recovery addict. I just spoke to Judge Johnson's clerk, and she gave me some info. Okay. Let me see if I can find you in here, Aunt Mel. got so many messages. The burner phone just goes nuts. Judge Johnson's clerk gave you some info, says Aunt Mel. I'm looking for this. I can't find you easily in the burner phone. Yeah, can you call me if you're available? Aunt Mel, could you call on the burner phone? That might make it a little easier. Does sound like a tornado warning. He was right outside my window. Hart says, I watched the OnlyFans stalker trial. We should go a field trip to court. That would be fun. Which one would we go to? All of us. The status hearing, it sounds like they've gone ahead with the jury selection. Abby says there's a lot of people trying to help, but I'm not seeing it. I'm looking. Okay, Aunt Mess, I'll send you a text. I'm at work, about to send it. Okay, I'll watch for the text. Just 1 second here. I've got an ad that came up on my Instagram for a pickle suit. Does it say pickle suit? No, it does not say suit. That's an L, it's an LU, not a UI. Sorry, it's a sweater. But, okay, here we go. Okay, just got your text there, Aunt Mel. Here's the link to the trial in Georgia for the attorney being accused of killing his mom. Still trying to find the WebEx info. Sorry, I'm at work where I would call. The clerk said they were doing a hearing this morning. Jury selection should start tomorrow or complete tomorrow. She's going to speak to Judge Johnson and get back to me. She said it will be available via WebEx. Okay, I'm seeing that. I also see that courtroom has a YouTube feed, which is fantastic. Aunt Mel, keep me in the loop on that. So it looks like we might be able to pick up that Georgia case tomorrow or so, roughly. But that would be great. Okay. So that being said, that's going to be the plan. Do we need a gray wrench mod? We might, Catherine. We might need another gray wrench mod. Can someone fill me in on the sentence we're waiting for? Raymer, we just had a sentence yesterday with surprise, very quick result from the Brandon Castiglione trial, where he was accused of murdering one of his ministers, and he was found guilty, which was also a surprise to me. Any news on Dean's baby? Well, I sure hope so. Man, that is a very long labor. Hope everything is well. I have not heard anything from Dean yet on this, but hopefully they're just everything's gone well and they're just busy being parents. Okay. What do we need to talk about this morning before we take a break? Knowing that we have a little bit of a break before Zachariah Anderson. We're going to come together after lunch, probably about 1:30ish, and get together for Judge Schroeder and that sentencing. Let's see. Clever Girl. Yes, we can do that. There are several that are sort of out there, but until the trial really begins, they all seem to get pushed around quite a bit. They get delayed and moved and put off, and sometimes many times, and so it's hard to keep that list update. He's still out there. The blower is still going. I think he's refilled the gas tank and he's on round 2, blowing the stuff that grew back since he blew it away this morning. It is on. Dodie, what is on? Which one are you talking about? I'm not seeing anything from Division 1 Superior Court on YouTube. Let's take a poll on upcoming trials starting. If we did it, let's see. Let me try to do it this way, because it would have to be a Q&A. Start answer viewer questions live. Okay, I'm going to try this. This is a Q&A. It's different than a poll. So it's changed to a Q&A section. And I don't know how you can respond to that. But it says which trial would you like us to cover next? And so if you can see that on the top. Let's see if you can answer put your question in as your answer. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we've got the Rolling with 7 says Charles Addison trial. Let's see. Adelson. Put an R in there. Corrected it. New start date set for Charlie Adelson trial and death. Let's see. I'll pause this for a second. Of Dan Markell. Is that the? Let's see. That's the tech guy, right? That one, the new date is Monday, October 23rd. So the Charles Addison one is going to be fall. Let's keep that on the schedule for way down there. Let's see what else we have. Georgia, we like the Georgia one. Dan Markell, FSU professor murder. That was a fun one. What's the date on that one?
SBLF.
Sarah Boone letter funds. Yes, Sarah Boone's going to be on the list for sure. Let's see. Trial date for Dan Markell. That's Charlie Adelson. So that's late October. I like that one, but it's going to be late October. Okay. Which one has the hungriest cops testifying? Courtney Clinty, that's going to be a tough one, Amanda. Depending on how they cover it, what we might have to do is we may have to let the case start, and then I watch and see what the footage is going to be like. And then we would do some catch-up. I would hate to start the trial and find out that the evidence is going to be shown and everyone's YouTube channel is going to be stricken and deleted because of YouTube violations because of what the content is. Richard Merritt, Bradley Yawn, Illinois wannabe pro se. Who was the other wannabe that had Sarah Boone and Daryl Brooks beat on both counts? Who was he? That was the guy who held the sign up in front of the camera when he was in the little jail room. Let's see, Bradley Yawn. That's a tough one. Let's see, push back a month to February after the victim died. It had been. There's another delay. The blower is still going right outside my window. I don't see a date readily on the Bradley Yawn one. Georgia trial, Sarah Boone, but treat her innocent until proven. Webby girl. You drive a hard bargain, Webby girl. You drive a hard bargain. That's an old quote. I'm not sure if any of you guys will even get what I was referencing right there. Let's see, the grief killer. I like that one. We'll keep a lookout for her. Let's see, judge working through their daily docket. We can do that. Do you have a preference? I'd like to use one that doesn't ask us not to use their feed. Sarah Boone, yes. Arizona News said this morning they're extraditing Vallow back to Arizona to try her for her husband's death. I would like to cover that when Arizona does that, because death penalty is on the table in Arizona. They have not removed that yet. That process of extraditing Vallow could be a lengthy one. It could take several months. Sarah Yarborough cold case, sentencing is 5/25. Did we miss the trial on that one? Obviously, we did. There's sentencing first. But Sarah Yarrow. She has more O's in her name than should be legal. That's 5/25. That could be next week for just a quick day. We could pop in on that. Karen Reed versus Massachusetts. That's the police officer boyfriend. Franco, what's the dates on Karen Reed? Ethan Crumbley also trial against his parents for giving the gun to him. I think the mom was just sentenced, wasn't she? I think that just this last week she received a sentence for her role in destroying or hiding evidence. Florida Scott Peterson, Richard Merritt. We're going to keep it. Richard Merritt's on the front burner. That's when we're watching. Jared Bridigan in the DP murder case. I've never even heard of this one, Samantha. Who's Jared? Okay. BK and Sarah Boone. Yes on both of those. Florida versus Courtney Clenny. That's going to be the OnlyFans model case. I think there's a lot of motions to suppress evidence, or at least to seal evidence in that one. Lori Vallow's trial in Arizona. Yes. I believe that one's going to be open. I think it will be open. Where Idaho had it sealed, I think it'll be open in Arizona. What's on the Massachusetts? The husband killed the wife. Now I'm not giving a lot of information. Sorry. If anyone has information for Tower Hill girl, that can let us know. Crumbly parents, babysitter cold case. Bradley on trial starts July 10th. It's been rescheduled several times due to firing of his lawyers. Pro se dependent yells at the judge. That's going to be a good one. We have to be done with that by the 24th, and I think that should be reasonable to have 2 weeks. So we can catch up on Sarah Boone. But we might go from Bradley on to Sarah Boone. That should be fun. The Crumbly parents should be one interesting because Supreme Court had to rule they were able to be charged. That was on hold for a long time waiting that decision. There's going to be a manslaughter trial against the Crumbly parents. That's going to be good. Okay, so I think we've got a few options here. I'm going to end the Q&A session and turn it back over to regular chat. Let's see. What did I miss here? We have a 13th birthday today. Whose 13th birthday? Who's got a birthday? Yes, appreciate this. We are specifically looking for cases that stream via WebEx. Generally, we're able to provide better views and audio over that. So it's easier to do that than to use news cameras or some other channel that way. Let's see, somebody's on the burner phone. Let's see who it is.
Call from
Glaive.
Hello, this is Recovery Addict. How are you doing this morning?
I'm great. I have only a second. So with my southern accent, I want to talk fast.
Okay.
I just looked up on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Corey, it says May 19th. And News Nation, I don't think we should, I don't know. It's up to you what to do. I don't know all these rules.
Corey. That's the May 19th. That's a hearing, though, right?
I don't know. Discord, I was driving, so I was trying to be sly. in case anybody passed me. But, okay, I don't know if May 19th is. It's probably a hearing. Okay, and on Discord, under Corey, oh, man, there was some good scoop. It said the day after he was killed, she had a big party at her new $1 million house.
Yeah, she signed the paperwork on that like the hour. Well, his body was still warm. She signed the deal, and he would not sign on that deal. It was, and it's a monstrosity of a home. It is awful. She had a huge party. And it said that she was laughing and having a great time, having some adult chili beverages and all that stuff. The reason she was able to do that is she's such an expert on grief and able to get over grief. So she was able to get over it very quickly. That's why she wrote the book as well.
Anybody that's read the book to the children, I'm sure, are just thriving. Oh, her book. I haven't read it, but I don't want to. Okay, that's it. I'm going to sit with my friend that has cancer.
All right,
okay.
Wonderful. Thank you for doing that, and thank you for the update.
You're welcome. You know, I love it. I love it. Okay.
All right, we'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.
So we might have a hearing on the 19th in Summit County on the Corey case. So I'm going to do some paperwork on that this morning to see if we can get some increased access there. You want to take a nap while we reconvene this after lunch? We're going to do that. We're going to have a little bit of a break. Jared is the murdered Microsoft executive. Let's see, Jared Britigan. Okay, Microsoft. Okay, that would be a good one. Which one was the lawyer that killed went into the bathroom in the office and didn't come out? He was dead. Somebody went in and killed him. Which case was that? Was that the Microsoft one as well? Brian Walsh, the fentanyl wife. Yes, that's the Utah one. We're going to do some homework on that one right now. Let's see. Amanda G. Right. Off topic, but my sister's name is Amanda, and last name starts with a G, and my phone must have put her last name up when I put the G up. Brian Walsh. Brian Walsh is going to be an interesting one. Okay. Okay, let's see. Brian Walsh in Massachusetts. That's no body on that one, but just but there's evidence of death. Anything coming in soon? Yeah. Lena, we haven't missed anything this morning. We're going to have, this afternoon, we're going to have sentencing for Zachariah Anderson, which we followed that entire trial. That's the one where the judge played our live stream in the courtroom. So it'll be nice to put a bookend on that and get that done. But Sarah Boone goes without saying. I don't know what we're going to do when it's done. It's been a feature on this channel from the start. Yes, I need to do a couple things. I need to reach out to a couple people about a website. And some of you reached out to me, and obviously I'm going to try to reach out to one of you. Unfortunately, I can't have all of you do it, but we'll reach out to one of you. I need to have a website up so that I can get approved through Florida to get access to the Sarah Boone case. We need to get that out of the way. Court TV is live on the Georgia case today. Let's see. Looking, Zach Anderson. I see it's on the docket. Let's see. Since we have some time, could you comment on the Parkland judge versus Brooks judge? Both horrible cases, yet handled so differently. Do you think it was just because Doro has more experience, more time, seeing stuff like that? The Parkland judge, this is the judge in the Parkland shooter case, recently announced her abrupt retirement, which is a surprise based on her age and her trajectory in the legal system. Generally, judges serve for a fairly lengthy period of time unless they are voted off, like they don't get retained. So it was a surprise, but it wasn't a surprise because immediately after the Parkland case was over, basically the gavel fell. It was like this, like that. The court was closed. The judge gets up and goes down and starts giving hugs to the defense team. It's a big group hug. It's the cameras are still rolling. It looked very, very bad. She has decided to pursue some more creative interests outside the legal system and has resigned from her position. I do believe that whether or not it was legal for her to do that, maybe isn't up for debate. It might not be legal. It might not be illegal for her to do that, but it was very inappropriate. And I think more experience would have prevented her from doing that. Unfortunately, she was a new judge. But okay, we've got another. Whoa, who sent me this one? Heather Collins. This is a spicy trial. Just the title. A Wisconsin woman choked her lover to death and then dismembered, all during a romantic escapade. Oh my goodness. It's a drug fueled. It is awful. And the ads that come up on this one is crazy as well. So, oh, wow. Okay, that might be a little too spicy. That's more than the Mark Jensen, because I can just imagine what sort of pictures are going to be shown and described in that case. The question is, which trials are televised? Yes, Richard, that's sort of a question, but also we're reaching the point where we may be able to televise them ourselves. That's something I'm working on right now. So even if it's not televised, we may be able to set up and do it ourselves. It's close. We might be a little ways away, but I'm planning for the future. Shabusiness, is that Shabusiness? That is Shabusiness. Oh, okay. For some reason, I only thought of Shabusiness as the lady who attacked her lawyer in court, but that is Shabusiness that is charged with that. It might make it a lot easier to miss that trial and just focus on Sarah Boone, which is going on at the same time, as they both start on the 24th of July. Dr. Tomasz Kasowski, first degrees on Stephen Cozy, Largo, Florida. I like Florida for access reasons. Florida. Wow, that is Shabusiness. Shabusiness was all about the Shabusiness in that one. Murdoch boat crash trial. We've also got the Murdoch financial trials coming up, which we've already basically sat through. Okay. Is the boat case with Murdoch coming up soon? I believe it is. That would be interesting if it's televised. We've got the Delphi case. Probably not going to be televised is my guess on that one. Also, it's a children. It's really tough to do cases against children. Intervention was so eye-opening. Loved tweakers, hated alcoholics. They were so boring. Lori says, good morning. Yeah, finally catching a live. You had me laughing hard when you made a slurping sound every time the lawyer took a sip. I missed one. But I was ready for him to be done. And then when he turned around and filled up his cup again, like he was, at the halfway point, I was all done at that point. Mind your own business. Polly and Christopher wrapped a 6-foot interior decorator from the ministry in the carpet and walked right out. No one saw a thing. Man, wrapped in a carpet. Whew. Let's see. Kaz sent me one. Hidden true crime on site. Oh, that's an old one. That's Kozowski. Thank you for that, Kaz, for the update on Kozowski. Okay, so I've got some homework this morning. We're going to try to make a little calendar fleshed out a little bit with some of the cases that are coming up. I believe today the only thing we're going to follow is going to be Zachariah Anderson's sentencing, and that's going to start at 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll probably start maybe an hour before then, maybe do an afternoon roll call, just see how everyone's day is going at that point. Let's see. Cher announced she would retire prior to the Parkland case. She had said the Parkland case would be her last, according to local Florida news. That's the lawyer killed in the bathroom. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that, Alley Cat. Let's see. Lots of stuff. Okay, my burner phone is full, and I have tons of homework. There's no show business like show business. Civil suit coming from the Murdaugh boat trial. I'm not sure if that'll be televised, the civil side. Leavin, yes. It's almost like being a funeral director. There's plenty of business to go around, but we're not excited about it. I would rather have no business, and everyone just living happily together. Okay. Michelle, thank you. We're going to have some fun, whatever trial it is. And we do try to pick some doozies that have some interesting facts. Good morning, New Bunk Foss. Good to have you here. I missed whose 13th birthday it was. Did anyone... we can watch Mrs. R.A.'s YouTube. Yes, we can. This is her YouTube right here on the screen. Homeschool Ground Zero. Will there be victim impacts? I don't know. There may be. Brooklyn, there may be those today. This business is going to be brutal. Yeah, the pictures are a no-go from the get-go. Corey also tried chasing her husband's will. He changed it back to his sister being the beneficiary before and didn't tell Corey about it. Yeah, she's a piece of work. Court TV says it will be for Murdaugh. Yes, you can go back and listen to yesterday's. It's still up. Will Chad Daybell's trial be available? Kimbers, I don't think that decision as far as televising it has been made yet in Idaho. It's next year. His trial doesn't start till next year, so it's a ways out. Scheduling murder trials to see is a full-time job, says Rudy. It is. I think on Show Business, what we might have to do is we may have to do synopsis, or maybe Brandy and JT could do a synopsis on that one. It's going to be a doozy. It might be better suited for an evening type audience than a daytime audience. Let's see, it's Dino's 420. It's her grandbaby's birthday. That is awesome. Dinah Do, 13-year-old daughter. Or granddaughter, one of the two. Can we get another celebrity civil case? I'd love one if it's televised. Can you think of one that's coming up? That we're trying to also still steer away from some of the political trials, which I know those are out there, but those are no fun because it just gets everybody fighting. Did I miss the verdict in Brandon's case that we were watching yesterday? Yes, Tamara, unfortunately you did. Do you want me to spoil it for you, or do you want to go back and watch it? Happy birthday, Nana. Happy 13th birthday. That is exciting. We'll play just a brief song for you if you're listening. Happy birthday. Love it. Can you explain the Lori Vallow, Arizona case? Yes, there was a murder she wasn't tried for that Arizona can try her for. And Arizona has the death penalty. They have not taken that off the table. Idaho does as well, but they did take it off the table I think it was because of a penalty for something early on in the trial. But basically, she has one more charge out of Arizona that she gets to stand for, and it could cost her life. Yes, next year on Chad, that's going to be a while out. Pronounced Nona. Nona. Happy birthday, Nona. Sorry about that, getting the pronunciation right. Okay, Brooklyn. ZA, the family is pushing for an appeal on this one. So, Kat, I hear you there. A lot of people, even if they liked the verdict on the Parkland case, even if they liked the verdict, they had trouble with how the case was handled. Let's see. My sister just sent me a text saying, "When did he move to North Carolina?" So it's like 4 years ago. Thanks for noticing. I think she actually needs the date. But anyway, let's see. Brandy and JT will have a blast with Shabusiness. I think they will. That might be well suited for them. I'm not sure what they're going to cover. They might want to cover Sarah Boone as well. We need to try to get the judge to scratch his head again this afternoon. Oh, no. Let's not do that. Let's just fly under the radar on this one. Okay. You said you were going to lunch and you left to run errands, and when I was waiting for granddaughter in the school parking lot, I checked in and we had a verdict. Rennie, it went fast. It was super fast. Spoil, please. Okay, guilty. He was guilty on both charges. There's going to be a pre-sentence investigation and then a sentencing date to follow, which has not been announced yet. So it came back about three and a half hours, I think, roughly 3.5 hours of deliberation, and it was a done deal. Well, was it just that day, 3.5? I forget. It went fast. It seemed like it was super fast. I was 13 once, says Abby. It's my mom's 105th birthday. Kelly, that's awesome. Murdoch hearing for boat crash is June 26th. The only reason I want to do that is because of Tinsley. Tinsley would be involved in that one, right? And he is just a firecracker. June 26th. Okay, we'll put that on there. 2 hours and 35 minutes was the deliberation time. Very, very quick, and just came back guilty really quickly. What time are we returning today? Probably 1. Watch the start time. It's going to be between 1 and 1:30 Eastern time. So that gives us, maybe 2-3 hours. If you cover Sarah Boone in the daytime, Brandy and Jay Bruce Business at night, fingers crossed, that would be a match made in heaven. Obviously, they get to make their own calls on their channel, but I think it would be a lot of fun. What is a pre-sentence investigation? It's just a delay for most of us. It's something that they go through to make sure the sentence is appropriate based on all factors. When's the last time we've had a not guilty since social media? Last time we've had a not guilty was Dean Cummings, self-defense out of Arizona. He was found not guilty. That's the one where he was holding the murder weapon and pointing it at the prosecutor. And we got some great screenshots of that. And then the judge is like, wait, can you check and make sure it's not loaded? Let's see, Rose Petal Murders from South Carolina. Whew. That is a wild one. Stars. Just reading the background on that one, that was crazy. Okay. We didn't follow the Kyle Rittenhouse. Granted, that was the same judge as we're going to be following with today, Judge Schroeder, same judge, but we didn't follow that one on this channel. That was a not guilty, though. It's during that time frame. It was a strange one. I live in Arizona. Yes, I am a lefty. I used to be ambidextrous, but my brother broke my right arm for me and made up my mind. And then I had to switch to left or stick with left. Okay. All right. I think we've got Rose Petal Murders. You need to do a quick Google, Kickspoo, and you're not going to sleep tonight afterwards. It's going to be a crazy one. Mark Tinsley is a true Southern gentleman, in my opinion. Hubba hubba, says Christy. I was hoping we got to see him during the Alex Murdaugh trial, but it was only during the voir dire outside the presence of the jury. We got to hear a lot of evidence, and then it turned out that the jury did not get to hear that. So we didn't get the actual cross exam and the spiciness of that. But Can the judge find Brandon insane and not send him to prison? I don't think so. I think he's already been found competent to stand trial, so it's a little late for that. The DA pointed the weapon at the jury. Yeah. New Mexico, not Arizona. Thank you, Dusty Den. I flirted with going to that trial. LOL, Sandoval County Courthouse is only like 30 minutes from me. Yeah, if you guys have a courthouse near you and there's a trial coming up, let me know. I would love to be able to follow a trial where we have someone who can give us some scoop, even if it's a shorter trial, even if it's just a couple days. I'd love to hear about that. Get a Tinsley interview. I don't know. I'm a small fish for a Tinsley interview. Trial with Camila Vasquez. What is she doing now? Is she still doing legal, or is she more of a consultant? Don't think Brandon will get life. Second degree might be more like 40 to 60 years. Depends on the sentencing guidelines. Each sentence depends if they run concurrently or consecutively as well. She's a consultant for NBC, so yeah, we wouldn't be able to. Anyone who's a consultant or works for a news channel basically has signed a contract that they won't appear for other channels without permission from their boss. So they're very hard to get interviews with. Murdaugh's about to start again. I'm available for any cases in Santa Fe, New Mexico, says Brianne. You can team up for ones in Albuquerque. Honestly, I'm about ready to pull the trigger on my first remote kit that will allow us, with permission from the judge, to tie into the court pool feed, to get a straight feed straight to like Vimeo, and I can use that or to use for live stream, and then we can do that without worry about any copyright issues. They will allow me to follow the case without interruption, which is how I like to follow it. I like to not interrupt the talking, and you guys have said as well that you like that you can listen to a whole case and not have constant interruptions. So this is what I'm working towards right now. It's a little bit expensive, and I'm putting together the pieces and working out with the different companies about how that will work and how it would function. But hopefully it would work out, and it's something small enough that I could ship out to somebody who works on a contract and can manage it for me. Let's see. All right, got Nicole Mobley. That's a killer interview too. That was fantastic. Nicole is awesome. Glad she could join us. It was a fire interview. Yes, we have to change our vernacular just a little bit. All right. Yes, and Nicole is a member now. It's awesome to have her. She was on yesterday. I'm not sure if she's on right now or not, but Nicole's amazing. And she's sending me some information about some other stuff we're looking into as well. For all those asking, Recovery Addict hasn't nailed down one particular case, but rest assured it will be a winner. He's never failed us yet. Thank you for your vote of confidence, Samantha. We have, I have nap time. I've got to take a nap before this afternoon, or I will be sleeping through the sentencing. So there's going to have to be a little bit of a nap. I've got some homework here. I've got a couple cases that I want to get the process started on. Like we did with New Hampshire, I have to register in the state as a news organization, and each state's rules are a little bit different. But it's helping me. It's helping me gain access when I do that. When do you get your fiber internet? I get that Friday or Saturday this week. But who's counting? It's so close. It's so close. They finally came by and scheduled the date. Okay. Nicole, there you are. Good to have you here, Nicole. You are a hero, lady in the cape. Let's see, off topic, there's a cold case close to me involving two young girls, cousins Elizabeth and Lyric. I can't shake that Delphi case having connections. They're not far apart, like literally an hour. Oh, wow. I'm struggling to, I think I would be struggling to do another, a child case this soon. We might need to hold off on that for a little bit, but Rittenhouse trial was fascinating insight into the protests, pretty political stuff for RA channel coverage. Right, we did not get into that. That was actually before our time as well. So we'll do that. RA will soon rule the world with fiber filaments. We're working on it. It's getting close. I'm trying to put together the equipment that would have to for a travel pack, a go pack that I could take to different courthouses, or I could even ship to a courthouse and ship to a tech who could run it for me fairly simply. I want it to be able to just plug in, turn it on, and push a button, and it works. And so we're working on that. I'm looking at different options as far as NDI bridge routers for different type of connections that I could access remotely. Also looking at bonded cellular connections that are what's being used a lot of times around courthouses right now. There's lots of options. Michigan by Detroit shouldn't have a problem finding you a trial. We have to have access as well, so depending on the state, we'll see. It's time for a nap. Thank you, Thomas, for that. CC says, newbie here, what's the best way to find trials to watch online? CC, I would recommend going over to Discord. If you type !Discord in chat, you can go over to the Discord page, and it has a calendar of trials that are coming up. You can research those. A lot of them have links to news organizations that are following the case, and that different networks or channels that will be live streaming it. Once you register in the state, are you good for any case, or do you have to for each case? Rosie, it's a little different. New Hampshire, I'm good. I'm good statewide for all of their superior courts. I'm registered right up there with CNN, Law and Crime, Court TV, all the news channels. I'm registered on their website. You'll find Recovery Addict listed right there with them. Other states are different. California, for instance, you have to tell them what days you want to be there, what court it is, what case number, what judge, how you're going to film it, and you get approval for each time. It's like a temporary pass every time. So it's some states are easier than others. With Florida, I have to get permission, I believe, like on the Boone case, I need to get permission for the entire case. And I think I can do that. Otherwise, they'll give me a temporary 3-day pass, which isn't enough to cover the case. Tommy, we did have sentencing we had verdict for Brandon, but sentencing is going to be at a later date. Okay. I think we're good. Okay, let's take a break. This afternoon, we have Zachariah Anderson's sentencing. We'll be there for that. We're going to start probably about 1 o'clock. It'll give me a little bit of time to do some homework. It'll give you guys a time to sit back and kick back and take it easy. Really, I think is what we need to do, just for a little bit. That'll put a bow on the Zachariah Anderson case for us as we followed that from the start to finish. So we'll get that done. The next one we're looking at is this case out of Georgia. Hopefully there's no problems with the hearing today to see that it's going to be moving forward. We'll keep our ear to the ground on that one as well, and we'll go from there. Court TV, you're saying the boat crash trial will be streamed. That's just the civil suit, so that might be a fun one, but it's still going to have some heavy as far as injury information. Custom electronics fun. Who said that? Yes, Jim Bob. I'm trying to find the right combination. I was going through the TV Technology magazine that just came out this week, pouring through all the information from North American Broadcasters convention that just barely happened, I believe in Las Vegas, trying to see what new hardware is out there that could make this possible for me. But thank you, everyone, for hitting the Discord button. We'll pop over there. I may pop into Discord as well just before we go live. Might even do some live chat. Just came in. Who is Zachariah? Zachariah Anderson is charged in the murder of his girlfriend's new boyfriend, his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend. 1 drop of blood was found in his car that linked him to the victim, and then all the rest was pretty much circumstantial evidence, but there was a lot of it. Just wanted you to shut down for a while to go on vacay. Linda, with the right equipment, I can take you on vacation with me, and I might be able to do a live stream in the morning, or even have a stream going from a courtroom as well. Let's see. Okay, thank you, Thomas. Just got your text. Appreciate that. Is a Zachariah person's last name Stevenson? Anderson is his last name, Dodie. Zachariah Anderson. It's hard to keep up with the different rules for you. There are, every state, every court has different rules, even to what can be shown. Most of the courts, I can tell you, as far as cameraman goes in the courtroom, most of the rules that the camera has to abide with are you can only be live when the judge is on the bench. Generally, they'll say it's okay to pan to a still image of a clock or the logo or the light, the exit sign, something like that. That's generally approved as well. But you can only be live filming audio and video when the judge is on the bench. You can't film the bench, the little bench discussions, the sidebars. You can't film the conversation between the defendant and their lawyers or between the two counsels. And you definitely can't film the jury. So those are the basic rules. Other than that, sometimes they have rules about how fast you can move the camera, like going from one thing to another. There might only be one camera in the courtroom, so it has to pan back and forth. That gets really dizzy really fast. Other times they say your camera cannot have any light that indicates when it's on, like a little red light that lights up, so you have to tape over that. Where your microphones are placed, there are rules about that. There's just a lot of rules, and every time we have to review those and see if we can comply with what the judge requests. But otherwise, we can get in big trouble. Usually, if you break one of those rules accidentally, you just get kicked out of the courtroom. But if you break it on purpose, you could be held in contempt of court. There could actually be jail time involved. So the judges don't mess around. All right, let's end it for now. We're going to take a break. I'm so tired. I'm slurring my words. Going to need a little nap. We're going to be back for Zachariah Anderson this afternoon. We need to. Yes, I need to play this sound right here. Don't go. Thank you, Franco, for that one. If you're not able to join us this afternoon, first of all, we'll miss you. Sorry about that. But tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone to make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe till you go live again. It'll be about after lunch. Look for us about 1:30 time frame. We're going to have the Zachariah Anderson sentencing today, and we'll watch that together. So thank you all. We'll be live in a little bit. Have a great day. We'll see you.